Hello everyone. So today, as promised, I'm gonna show you a match in the P-47D-28 for the second time on the channel. Now, it's not a fantastic match, but I still get quite good results. And yeah, this time I have sound for you. So here we are. I'm using stealth ammunition with a convergence of 400 meters as usual, and we are fighting the Germans on the Norway map. And what that means is that the usual air spawn the P-47 would get is neglected because everyone gets an air spawn, and the Germans are going to outclimb me massively in this plane. And that means I'm gonna have to side climb, so yeah, just set up the engine controls and put the plane in a 15-degree climb to retain about 150 to 160 knots of indicated airspeed, and I head straight towards the friendly bases. Now, I'm gonna spend the first 7 minutes of the match trying to outclimb and position myself against the potential 109s and 190s that should have climbed to 5 or 6 kilometers. But this is not gonna happen to be very effective, and that's because, just as for the about 3 matches I played previously to this one, the whole German team is low, and it's gonna get decimated within a few minutes, and that's not very interesting to show. So yeah, I have absolutely no idea about what's happening with the German teams. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't give any precise information about this plane in the first video. So yeah, let's do that right now. The P-47D-28 has a speed of 375 knots or 695 km per hour at an altitude of 30,000 feet or 9,140 meters, of course at 100% throttle. And that means this plane is still one of the fastest at its battle rating, but only at high altitudes, as it barely outruns a 109 on the deck. Now its climb rate on the deck is 2,087 feet per minute, or 10.6 meters per second at 100% throttle. And even though the WEP significantly increases the climb rate at low altitudes, while the only things this plane is gonna outclimb are the fireflies and stuff like that. However, the air spawn does help it a lot get above its enemies without climbing for the first 15 minutes. Now, you're gonna face Germany pretty often, and you will meet a lot of planes from that nation, from the Focke-Wulf 190A1 to the Bf-109K Force and the 190D9. Now, the only things that can compete with this thing at higher altitudes are the 109F4 and the G2, and also the Dora D9, even though I'm yet to encounter a D9 pilot who would climb and fly his plane correctly. and fight me at high altitudes. So most of the time you're gonna have to face them at lower altitudes. However, you're gonna need to remember that below 5 kilometers your performance isn't overwhelming compared to the German 109s. So you might not be able to climb back up to your operational altitude. And what that means is you won't be able to finish off a damaged aircraft that will dive away from you. If there are like 3 or 4 more fighters remaining, because you will need to climb back to avoid getting dived on by the remainder of the team. In which case you won't be able to do much, and that can be quite frustrating. Now what about the armament? Well, this is one of the few fighters, in fact the only American dedicated fighter, to carry 8 M250 caliber machine guns. And that's quite a punching armament. And with this very reliable armament comes a total capacity of 3,400 bullets for the P-47D variant, which is not the 4,000 ammo the N variant gets, but it still is more than enough for one match. Now, I'm used to stealth and a convergence of 400 meters, but I believe any belts that aren't the default ones can do the job. As for convergence, I wouldn't advise using more than 400 meters. 300 is good, but 400 allows you to open fire earlier if the target is slower, when it's on the top of a loop, for example. And it also allows you to attack bombers more consistently. And yeah, as you can see, I was making some fun of someone raging in chat because he thought he got rammed. I know that's not very nice, but yeah, looking back at the kill feed reveals he was actually shot down and not rammed. And he was a B-25, so I guess unskilled pilot must press spacebar. Well, and now I climbed to 7 kilometers of altitude, and guess what? There's nobody up there. Except for that player I'm chatting with. Well, if he's not lying at the moment, that is. And then I realize the enemy team is pretty much dead after less than 8 minutes into the match. And even though some players also already died on our team, at this point we have a pretty strong advantage. And I'm at 25,000 feet, which is about 7.5 kilometers. And I'm not gonna get anything staying up there. So I end up deciding to dive to lower alts and try to maybe help my team deal with the last guys. Have I ever mentioned how much I hate clouds in this game? Now I'm cutting throttle and making successive split S's to avoid overspeed. And I'm coming into a 2 versus 2 fight between a 109 F4 and a Canon P-51 on our side versus two 109s. Make a first pass on the 109G, who's carrying gun pods. Don't quite manage to land my shots, so I go into a high yo-yo. The 109G kills our friendly 109. And as the P-51 misses his pass on him, I'm able to get a good aiming solution and take him out. Now head to the other 109 to engage him. I was gonna go into a climbing spiral, but he starts to turn against another friendly 109 who has just joined the fight. He desperately goes head on with the P-51, but neither of them get taken out. And now I have my shot at him. And take the wing off for my second kill. Now, as you might have noticed, my frame rate is quite low, which makes aiming not very easy. But these guns are quite easy to aim, especially compared to the ones on the BF-09 E3, so that's not really such a problem. But now it's time to chase down that guy that I was chatting with about the quite underwhelming performance of the Focke-Wulf 190s nowadays. So I wanna climb back into the clouds. And here he is, diving down at a quite high speed. Now with the clouds, there is a quite high chance he didn't see me yet. But now it's too late, he will never get above me again. He does manage to take the fighter down, but now I'm catching him and he's not gonna get away. He begins a left-hand turn to engage me. And now he goes vertical, trying to get me to overshoot. He uses his roll rate to prevent me from getting a good shot. But I've cut my throttle, so I'm gonna stay on his tail. Open fire again, and take both wings off. Now my friendly 109 makes a very close pass at me. And I don't know what he's trying to do at this point. I think he would have probably team killed me if he wanted to, but he's going closer, so I put smoke on and make some rolls. Well, maybe he was trying to ram me, because, you know, end of the match. But there's actually one more guy remaining. And I already have 3 kills, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna let him have this one, if he wants to. I take a quick look at the scoreboard and see he still has no kills on his account, so yeah. Just saying hello to a friend here. And here is the last Fokker Wolf. He's gonna take a shot at friendly anti-aircraft units. But he sees us and tries to run away, which won't happen, no. He turns behind a mountain, but the 109 is so close to him that that's not gonna help him right now. The Fokker Wolf turns into me, so I go up into a climbing spiral to offer an easy shot to my teammate. But yeah, he didn't quite help me there, so I actually almost get myself killed here. But the Fokker Wolf realizes he's not gonna keep up with me and dies away, and gets his left aileron blown away. Try to get a hit to obtain the assist. Get a spark instead. And he gets taken out. So that's the end of the match with 3 kills and a virtual assist. And as the tickets bleed off, it's time for some victory maneuvers. So results for the match. Second place of the team with 1965 points, 3 kills, no assist and no death, 28,460 silver lions, 1 critical hit and 11 minor hits, and 1,921 modification research points, even though the plane is paid. So yeah, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the short match, even though it wasn't really the most interesting. And I know I didn't upload any War Thunder stuff in a long time, but now I've got some footage to use. Now I did try to record a good game with this plane, but I didn't manage to, as I didn't find any opposition at higher altitudes. But I'm gonna include a clip with this plane in an upcoming video. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Goodbye!